Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. That's right. Well, they started doing that here after I retired, so I didn't get to do it. I think it's good. I think it's great. Yeah. I do too. Oh, I think so, yeah, absolutely. I've always felt that year-round school, if we did not have the extreme temperatures here, I think it would be a great thing for most people. It's better to be in school than be home alone. Well, let's face it, these kids have 3 months off. They lose a lot of what they've learned, especially elementary. So it's crazy. It's special. They all get those kids need that consistency. We're just hope I do around school. I know the rules, but I can't do the same.
Hi, Karen. Bunu da katsana.
I'll ask the girl recognize you. Pull that in. Yeah. I'll figure out something. I want to say like restaurant. Jack's going away Friday, so I said we could pull in Darashon and David and do something with the girls. Whatever we're doing this weekend, we'll tell them what might happen. I did David with us one day. A couple of weeks ago, we were doing cooking, and then he wanted to make shoes. Hello.
Hello everyone. Thank you very much. Welcome to ILEF 2018 Cultural Dialogues. And first of all, I just would like to thank you on behalf of Dr. Linda Robertson, Director of the Center for International and Intercultural Education, for coming here today in spite of difficult weather conditions, right? So as you already know, this year's theme is is in the air. And last week, we had a wonderful presentation from the Senegalese and Malaysian fellows. And today, we are going to have our friends from Mexico and Bangladesh. And they're still going to talk to us and present us some activities that still relate to the main theme of this year's cultural dialogues, which is change is in the air. So guys, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello, this is Jasmine.
I am Soitsa.
I am Niranjan. And I'm Shujan, welcoming you all on behalf of Mexico and Bangladesh with the warmth of our heart and gratitude to all because of your coming here in such cold weather. And in today's cultural dialogue, we are going to present 5 major things. You can see social media, marriage, climate change, immigration, and last one, dancing. We'll point out especially on these 5 sectors, and later on we'll have some fun. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to start off with Kahoot. We're going to play an introductory game to warm things up. So if you could please take out your mobile devices. Okay, so you have to try to get all of these right because you're going to get prizes. The first 3 places will get prizes.
Let us sign in.
Okay, so how do you sign up? You Google Kahoot, play.kahoot.it, and then they will ask you for your PIN number. That is your PIN number.
Collaborate.
Some people are still logging in. Let's wait just a few seconds. Are we ready? Does anyone need more time? No? Yes? Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so some of these questions may be easy, some of them not so easy. Let's see if we're lucky or if we have information. Let's see. The first question. The change is in the air. Let's go. Frida Kahlo was a feminist artist who painted many self-portraits. She was from... Is that an easy one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's easy. Oh, okay. So 20 of you got them right. She's obviously from Mexico.
And here comes the next question. This is the national fruit of Bangladesh. You can see a picture over here. And 4 options are there: jackfruit, banana, orange, or apples. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close jackfruit. And 25 answers are correct. and released 1986 right now.
Okay, let's see how it goes. From which year are the Teotihuacan pyramids in Mexico? Okay, 300 to 700 CE, 1900 CE, 700 to 1000 BCE, 2000 to 1800 BCE. This is a difficult one. So these are pretty old, yes. When the Spaniards came to Mexico for the first time, these were only mounds of dirt. Nobody could see them, so it's a very, very ancient civilization. Okay, so YL, I wonder who that is. Okay, the next one.
What's the longest sea beach in the world? You can see a picture over here and a long marine drive as well. Miami, Cancun, Cox's Bazar or Maldives. Of course, Cox's Bazar from Bangladesh. And 3 answers are correct. You can see. And so far, Haru is the highest, 3,790.
That was a tricky one. Okay, the next one. This ancient civilization invented the number 0. The Mayans, the Greeks, Egyptians, or the Romans? And that's the symbol of the number 0.
Looks like an island. First I thought it was the tornado.
Yes, the Mayans, of course. Very smart, very intelligent people. Okay, so Haru. Oh, good score. The next one.
When's the International Mother Language Day? December 25, or July 4, February 21st, or December 16th?
February 20th.
That's what I just said. That's what I wrote.
February 21st from Bangladesh, and it's celebrated internationally right now, recognized by UNESCO.
Okay. So the next one. This is a typical Mexican dish prepared with peppers and chocolate. How would you think chocolate and peppers taste? Pretty good, let me tell you. Pretty good. This dish, you can make it with a lot. You need a lot of ingredients. It takes a whole day to make it. So different colors. Paella, torcari, pupusas, or mole? It's mole. Yes. I miss it a lot. I do miss it. Okay, next question.
What's the victory day of Bangladesh? You know, in 1971, we got victory over Pakistan. And here are some dates: December 16th, May 1st, February 21st, and March 26th. Of course, December 16th. And on this date, we won over Pakistan after a long 9 months battle.
And he says, of course. Of course. Sure. Okay, next one. This is the name of the Mexican emperor who died at the hand of the Spaniards. This is our last Mexican emperor. Was it Moctezuma? Axacayatl? Can you say that? Axacayatl? Cuauhtémoc or Chichen Itza? That's how Mexico City used to look when the Spaniards came. It was Moctezuma. No, Cuauhtémoc. Sorry. Just checking if you're paying attention.
Here comes the last but not least. What's the staple food of Bangladesh? There's some rice as well. Rice and meat, rice and vegetables, rice and fish, rice and salad. course, rice. What else? Rice and fish. Because we have varieties of freshwater fish as well as sea fish in our country. So we can see 11 answers are correct there.
Okay, let's see the winners.
Wieners.
Oh, okay. Good job.
Haru seems to be the winner with 8,661 points.
Okay.
Would you please come here?
The third place is.
The first.
The
Haru.
third place. Maddie.
At first.
First?
Yeah.
Is the first?
No, he's the third.
Who, Haru? Okay. You win the
Okay,
first
Haru.
roast.
Okay.
This is for you.
And here comes the second one. Really? 7,035 points.
Oh my God. Wow.
Thank you. And the third one goes to Madi. 7,026 points. So thank you all for joining us in this nice session.
Okay, so the first topic that we're going to talk about is social media. And I would like you to think about how we used to communicate 10 years ago and how we used to communicate even 20 years ago. It is very different than how we do it right now. So we prepared a skit, and we hope that we will show you how communication is done. So let's do it.
Somewhere in Kent.
Oh, my breakfast looks amazing. I need a picture of this, of course. And I need a selfie. Oh, no, I don't like it. No, okay, this is good. I will post it. Okay. Blessed. Hashtag healthy. Hashtag go green. Hashtag no makeup. Hashtag healthy lifestyle. Okay, and of course I am in Kent. Okay, let's post it. Yeah, it looks nice. I like it. Of course I like it.
Somewhere in Mexico now.
Okay, let's see what people are all up to. Yes, posted a picture of her breakfast again. Of course. Oh my God, and a selfie. Now that's new. What do people? We don't need to know what everybody's eating, but you know. Well, she's my friend. I like it. You know what? I'm going to look for an article that will inform people on what not to post on social media. Yeah, I think this one's good. Yeah, I hope that Jazz can see it. Maybe she will get a clue. Okay, there we go. Yeah, done.
Somewhere in Bangladesh now. Oh, again, that's it's a silly matter. She always posts some weird articles and thinks herself smarter and beautiful. Okay, I think she doesn't have a Twitter account. Let me post one thing on Twitter. Do you want to save the world? Stop sharing articles on Facebook. Hashtag for a world without social media. Let's go.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How was your life before the internet or the social media? Some people in the audience, maybe you don't have an answer because you were born in the late 90s or the early 2000s. But in our countries, before we used to visit our friends and our family, and they showed us pictures of their vacation, like physically. We used to talk to them on their phone, not just voice messages, and privacy had a meaning. But now people know what are you doing, they know where you are, with whom, they know your room, your address, everything. So the gap between a private life and a public life is very, very thin. But don't misunderstand me, the social media has offered also huge advantages. Like, for example, this dialogue is being transmitted from to other countries and abroad. So, hello, mom. And yeah, so here are some facts about Mexico. Almost the half of the population in Mexico have access to internet. And next one? No. Yeah. 98% of those users have Facebook and Twitter, and we spend almost 4 hours in the internet. So if we work 8 hours and we sleep 8 hours, well, do the math. Basically, we don't have time for anything else. And why do we use social media? Well, basically, we use it to contact with family and friends, to follow other cultures, to read the news, and to meet new people. So the social media and the internet have changed the way we interact with people, and has given us as well an awareness of other cultures. So now I want to share with you a specific event in Mexico City. This event occurred curiously in the very same day, September 19th, but 32 years apart. It was the earthquake. So let's see the first one. In 1985, this earthquake caused the death of more than 11,000 people in Mexico City. So for that time, even though the cell phones or the mobile phones existed, very few people have or had those. And can you stop it? No, can you go back, please? Okay, so the city, Mexico City, was isolated for 2 days because 2 main towers of communications collapsed. So there were a journalist that he had a mobile phone. So he went through all the city, he called a radio station, and he transmitted or narrated what he was seeing at that moment. So here is an example of the original transmission.
Aunque no se derrumbó todos los cristales están rotos. Aquí tengo un mozo, un empleado del Hotel Continental.
So people from other parts of the country, they didn't know anything about their families that lived there because there was no way to know. And for that time, some newspapers and some radio stations offered to send brief message to other parts of the country and from abroad. So that was the only way to know what was going on there. So now let's see 2017, that was last year. So 2017, we have smartphones, we have small computers in our hands. So basically, people was recording the events. They even transmitted those events in the real time. You can go to YouTube and you will find tons of these videos. Now we have Twitter and Facebook. So this was a really good, it played a major role in the relief efforts because the volunteers, they gathered together and they knew where do they have to go to help people. And even I was abroad, and there were countries that got together to help people. We use a hashtag, which is Fuerza Mexico, Mexican Force. And another interesting thing is that the rescue work, there were people that they were inside the buildings, then the building collapsed. They were with their phones and they hold their phones like their lives. So they sent WhatsApps and they even posted on Facebook where they were exactly. And rescue laborers could go there and save them. And I have to talk about Frida. Can you please move the dog? Frida. She's a rescue dog. She saved 12 lives this time, but she has rescued 50 people in her career. Everyone went crazy about her in social media. We love Frida, and there are other stray dogs. I think that there are some pictures of them. And so you have people rescuing dogs and dogs rescuing people. So this is a clear example of how the social medias have changed and how in this case, there were a really good help for this event.
So now, Bangladesh. So before 10 or 15 years, we couldn't use Facebook, Twitter, and the blog. So we didn't use actually internet. But nowadays, like situation is changed. So everyone can use internet. Even the people who are living very far away from the city, the villages, they can use. Even social media in Bangladesh, like played an important role. So against the world criminal. So they just raise their voice using the social media. They use a blog. So using the blog and Facebook, they just send messages like against the war criminal who was just in 1971. So the court said lifetime imprisonment, but the people's expectation was that it should be death sentences. So people raise their voice. Even nobody knows what is going on in the country. In the evening, all of the people of the city, they came to the main point, like in the Dhaka, in Shahbag. So this is called Shahbag. So let's see. The place Shahbag. So you know that people are just coming, so no electronic media, even no print media, just using the Facebook and blog. So by using the blog, people came here. This is the first day of February 5th, 2013. But in the second day, all over the country, the people just raised their voice. No, we want that. We don't. We like Kader Mullah should say in death sentence. Even people from the countryside also, they are also gathering the city. Even they are just using the Facebook. And this is the first time, even in Bangladesh, that lots of people are organized by using the Facebook and blog. So that is the change in Bangladesh. So it was not before. So changing. Yeah.
Okay, the great thing about being here in Kent is that we as teachers are learning new ways on how to use social media and how to use internet in our classes. Changes in the air in the social media in education also. Currently, my students back in Mexico are communicating with the students that I have known here in Hudson with videos. They are exchanging. So I think this is really amazing. In my country and in Bangladesh, many of the schools don't let their students have their cell phones during the classes. But I think that is something that we need to start changing because we have learned that it can have a lot of educational purposes. And we can connect globally all our students with other students. So I think that is changing also the way we are going to teach and then we're teaching. So I'm very thankful for that. And this is how in education it also can change it. Okay, so our next topic is,
Okay, we're going to continue now with marriage. Okay, we know that marriage is an important institution in our society, but this might be different from culture to culture, and of course, it had changed in the last year. So we're going to see this with another sketch.
okay. My dear husband, here have your tea.
Oh, my darling. Thank you. Nice tea. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You always say nice. Sit down, please. We need to talk about our son's marriage. Did you speak to your friend already?
Wait a minute.
Oh, you do.
Let me call him. Hello. Hi, Unimesh. How are you? We are fine. What did you do for my son? Next week? Sunday? Yes, yes. Rowdy? Oh, good. Okay, we are coming on Sunday. Thank you, thank you. Bye. Bye, see you Sunday. Switcha, my darling.
Yes.
I have good news for you.
Yes. What is the good news?
You know, they agreed. And they are very rich.
Really?
My
My son. Okay, we have to tell our son. Sujan,
me.
my dear son, we need to talk to you. We have great news.
What?
We have found a beautiful girl for you to get married. If we get married by March, we will have a lot of handsome Dory for you.
No worry, I need some more time, you know. I need to settle and can I marry after 2 or 3 years?
No, man. You have a good job. It's the high time to get married.
No, can't change no, mother. You can't force me in obeying you in my lifetime. I can understand, this is the 21st century. You are forcing me to choose my life.
Oh, I already talked to them. We are going on Sunday.
No. Why don't you obey your parents as we
Yes.
obeyed our parents?
Yeah.
You know, he got me a good man.
Yeah,
Don't
look,
you think we're
how
happy?
happy we are.
Times change, mom. No, this is 21st century. You were happy then. Right now, I can choose mine. I will be happy that way. Sorry, I can't comply with you. I'm really worried. Thank you. They always try to force me into choosing my life. And whatever they say, I just pay with them.
But they can understand they're in the 20%, so they cannot force you to obey them.
So what do you think? What's the
I think that we have to speak together. We have to come with it. We have to be strong.
your words always inspiration?
The situation is changed actually. Children don't listen to the parents. They don't obey the decision of the parents. I don't know why.
My handsome husband. I'm very worried about our son. He's not eating well. He's very sad. You can change your heart and maybe listen to what he has to say.
Oh my God, what should I do? Everyone turning their face to me. Hard decision. I think I am wrong. Everything changed. Changes everyone. So, Icha, I think I'm wrong actually.
Really?
Yeah, things are changing.
Yeah.
I should listen to them.
Yes, you should.
Call them.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
go.
Okay, well, I have a surprise for you. Yes, I have a surprise for you. Yes.
Here we are. Oh.
Okay, what is your name? Oh, it's nice to meet you. Welcome to our family.
And you know, mom, she's a graduate, and right now she's doing her postgraduate, and she can cook biryani well.
Welcome, welcome. Changed. Everything changed.
So can we marry? Yeah.
Yes, yes, you go on. Let them go, let them go. Come on, let them go.
She didn't say she had Dory or anything.
So previously, it's not very far, 10 or 15 years back, it was the situation in Bangladesh, and what parents used to do, they used to choose life partners for their sons and daughters, and sons and daughters had no other option than to obey them. And women were thought to be only for kitchen work, doing household chores, giving birth to children, and right now times changed, and once dowry, giving dowry and taking dowry was a common practice in Bangladesh. But now it has dramatically changed. Now women empowerment and freedom of opinion is felt everywhere. And you will be amazed to know that in our country, our Prime Minister, opposition party leader, and Speaker of the Parliament, and most of the vital posts in our country are run by women right now. This is the change. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. And to add information, okay, in Mexico, we're also having some changes according to marriage. In 2015, the same-sex marriage in Mexico was approved in our legislation. The first city, obviously, was Mexico City. You could get married there. And now, 13 other states are also having same-sex marriages legalized. So it's legal if you get married there. So it's legal all over Mexico. But in the other states, we are still working on that. So hopefully, our government is inviting those other states to also have this equal right for everyone. So it's something that in Mexico we have, and it's an option, and it's part of being a democratic nation. So we also have that change. We never had Dory over there, but but it's okay. Okay, and our next topic is climate change. Okay.
At first, let's enjoy this beautiful beach, which we have already known from playing Kahoot that we have the longest beach in the world, named Cox's Bazar, and you can see the beautiful beach on the slide. And this long marine drive is by the side rim, and some boats you can see. But it is unfortunate that with the change of climate, global warming, and emission of CFC and other poisonous gases, right now coastal areas are under the threat of erosion, and most of the parts of southern areas have already gone underwater, and this long marine drive is also eroding so fast. And here you can see some dams or stones used by army personnel and public administration engineers. They are trying to protect the endangered marine drive so far. And we do believe that we human beings will be more careful and more conscious about our culture. We will not do any human activities like cutting forests and burning down trees only for our materialistic purposes, so that we can save our nature as well as save our beautiful things like this long beach in the world, which I think you should visit as soon as possible. This is the longest beach in the world, and you can see so many stones. Those are only for the protection of this marine drive from erosion, and this is a very alternative one. We should try to save it naturally, and we are trying to campaign against it and try to have some forest area or tree plantation program. Thank you.
And now, what's going on in Mexico? Well, Mexico is the second emitter of carbon dioxide in Latin America, and is the 10th in the world. So the emissions of this gas increased 33% between 1990 and 2010. And this pollution comes mainly from the energy that we use, the agriculture, and the industry. And Mexico is a very vulnerable country to the climate change because we have other things going on, maybe some social problems, economy problems, political problems, and a high percentage of the population in Mexico live in risk zones. And even where I live, in the Hermosillo, which is the capital of the state, we have been in drought for more than 20 years now. So our government recognized that the climate change is one of the greatest global challenges and that it requires concrete action. So far, the three main goals or the purpose that our government has is to find an efficiency and better energy, to produce low carb on electricity and the substitution of that fuel. And all these is with the purpose of that in 2 years, in 2020, the 30% of the emissions go down. And for 2050, the emissions reduce in 50%. So, this is my, how do you call them, sheet? Yes. So, as we see, climate is already affecting the planet and society, and it will continue if we and our leaders do not do anything to stop it. So this is a call for all of us to work together and find a solution and preserve the planet and all its splendor and its beauty for the generations to come. So now the next topic is immigration.
Thank you. Bangladesh is a very small country in Asia, and the land area is equal to like Ohio's land area, but the population is half of the US population. But the present issue is in Bangladesh, like Myanmar is very close to us, just a border in one side in Chittagong, but the people for the political tension or some crisis in Myanmar, so the peoples from Myanmar coming to Bangladesh. And first time our border area protest them, but then government decided to take them because it's like immunity crisis over there. So lots of people are coming to Bangladesh for the shelter. So we have to take them, and we are trying our level best to fit in Bangladesh. And they are just now traveling all over the country, and they are just trying to settle down all over the country. Nearly 10 million people already have arrived in Bangladesh. So it's now a big issue for Bangladesh. And you know that Bangladesh is a small country, so but still we are trying. Let's see what's.
Okay, now what's going on in immigration in Mexico? Well, as you can see, in Mexico, we have a lot of immigration from Mexicans to the United States. The big boom was in the 70s and 80s. A lot of Mexican people came here to work. And then that's why most of the cities of the south of the United States have a lot of Mexicans. I have lived this all my life because I live right at the border. That's my city over there. The city is Nogales, Sonora, and it's the neighbor of Nogales, Arizona. So I have seen people come and go all my life. The interesting thing is that this immigration record that has been going up, now it's stuck. It's not growing. More Mexicans are not coming to the United States. And I think this is true because the industry in Mexico is growing and our economy is getting better. So we're offering more jobs to Mexican people. And actually, I can see a lot of people from other countries, from South America, pass through my city. They want to come to the United States. And well, like I said, my city is really special. We are sister cities. I have a lot of friends that live on the American side. I have a lot of students that were born in the United States. And we come and go. Americans that live in Nogales, Arizona, come and work during the day in their factories or maquilas, and then they go back to the United States. And we do a lot of shopping in the United States because we have Walmart, and that's a really cool store to buy. We find everything there. So we go back and forth, and our relationship is like a relationship with a good neighbor. When we have some big trouble in the American side or big trouble in the Mexican side, we help each other. How? Well, we help each other with our firemen, we help each other if we need some kind of medical devices, etc. So for me, is a point of view that I have that we are like brothers, like good neighbors. Okay, and Americans in Mexico are 1 million living the Mexican dream. So we have 1 million of American people living with us, and we are really happy because we always are very welcoming, and it's a really cool place to live and a really beautiful place to live, as you have seen.
Okay, now the fun part, the dancing part. We're going to start with Bangladesh.
Changes in the year. Actually, in dance, like previously people used to dance like that. The first picture you can see, and the first movie. So you can see that people use classical dance, but the now situation is changed. People don't like these kinds of dance actually. They like the modern Western dance. Let's see.
আমরা কত নবীর মাঝি হাল ধরেছি শব্দ করে তীর হারাই ঢেউয়ের সাগর পাড়ি দিব রে তীর হারাই ঢেউয়ের সাগর পাড়ি দিব রে জীবন কাটে যুদ্ধ করে প্রাণের মায়া শান্ত করে জীবনের স্বাদ নাহি পায় জীবন কাটে যুদ্ধ করে প্রাণের মায়া শান্ত করে জীবনের স্বাদ নাহি পায় ঘর বাড়ি ঠিকানা নাই দিন রাত্রি জানা নাই চলার সীমানা সঠিক নাই জানি শুধু চলতে হবে এ দড়ি বাইতে হবে আমি যে সাগর মাঝি রে ঘোষণায় দেখি ওই ঘরের পাখি যায় তবু দড়ি বাইতে হবে ঘেরা পানি দিতে হবে যত ঝড় উঠুক সাগরে দিন হারাই ঢেউয়ের সাগর পাড়ি দিব রে দিন হারাই ঢেউয়ের সাগর
This was the classic one. Just see the now present people. So this is the change in the air. So people are just changing their mind, changing their culture.
Sorry for interruption, as we can't dance, or else we will try.
now let's talk about Mexico. 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 You know, in Mexico, everything is everything is about the dancing, the family, the food. So dancing is a really important way for us to express our happiness, to live the life. So we have traditional dances, and this is it changed in every state. Almost we have 32 states in the country, and almost every state has a different dancing. But maybe you have heard about the jarabe tapatío, which is like with mariachi, and we have flor de piña, which means pineapple's flower, and the dancers dance actually with a pineapple in their heads. And we have polka norteña, that is from where we live in the north. And this is a kind of mix of a German polka. And we will show you first, well, Sohitza will say something first.
I want to show you this video because it's actually my son who's dancing there. So I'm really proud. No, he doesn't want to dance. So that was my son. I'm really proud of him. You know, in Mexico, we have this tradition that in primary schools and middle schools, all around high schools, we have dancing clubs, and we learn all of these dances. Yas was in one, I was in one, and we learned how to dance almost all of the 32 dances. So it's a tradition that we still have. And now we are going to see an example of.
Okay, the next song is from Monterrey, El Cerro de la Silla.
So pay close attention in the steps. Okay, so who wants to dance? We need 2 volunteers. Come on, we're family.
Someone dance with me? Come here.
Come on. Ah, yeah. So let's do it again.
Okay, it's really simple. It's like you just have to listen to the music. You go 1, twice, 1, 2, 3, 1, twice, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then. Don't worry.
Again, okay. You lead up.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay, and how the mother dances? The mother dances. These are the traditional dances, and the things have changed. We have contemporary dances. There are some choreographies, dubstep dances, that something like, I think like break dance or kind of mix something. And of course we have Latin rhythms like bachata, merengue, and salsa. We're not going to practice those, but if you want to, you can talk with us at the end. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, so that is all for us. But before we finish up, I would like to say something. One of the greatest experiences that we have had is that to learn from all of you and every one of you. And change is in the air. Change is the only thing that is always constant in our world. Nothing ever stays the same. Even that wall is not the same as 1 minute ago, as if it was 1 minute ago, because it's older. See? So, the only guarantee that we have in our lives is change. So, embracing change is very smart, because that way we understand that as we change, our body changes, everything changes. We can also accept people changes. So, I want to say that I'm really thankful, and we are really thankful for the opportunity that we are given here, and to show a little bit of our country. Oh, it doesn't work. A little bit of our country, and well, muchas gracias. Gracias por escuchar.
And we do believe that you will visit our country as soon as possible and enjoy our hospitality and natural beauties as well.
Does anybody have any questions?
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations, guys, on this wonderful presentation. And now we just would like to give the floor to Dr. Matthew Jensis for the certificates.
Thank you all for coming today. We have another one of these wonderful cultural dialogues coming up next week on what day? Tuesday. And we have, who's doing Tuesday?
Willis, Uganda.
Morocco and Uganda. Okay. So please join us again. Hopefully we won't have all the issues with the weather and the snow, and it'll be a pleasant time next Tuesday. But this has been a really exciting presentation. I was sitting in the back following the chatter that was going on, and just really being amazed at the way in which these teachers, who are elite teachers, were able to connect, give information with a lot of humor and a lot of engagement. And I was picking all that up and thinking, these are really some of the best teachers that we have in the world. So thanks to our online watchers, the folks who are watching this experience and joining from afar and going, I wish I was back in Kent again. And thanks to all of you who became present and are here in the moment for us to share this experience. Linda Robertson's not here right now, obviously, otherwise she'd be up doing this. She is at some conference in Bermuda. It's a travel conference, so in order to have a conference to talk about travel, apparently they have to have it in Bermuda. Can't have it in Kent, Ohio. Otherwise, she would be here. She's been online. I've been watching her comments online, and so she's still very much present and engaged with us. So I would like to have Mary Tipton help us with this process. Let's have one more round of applause for everyone. And we have some certificates for Sujan.
I'm proud of you, son.
It's nice of you.
And the next one is for Jazz.
That was her.
And then the next one is for Zahitsa. And finally, the poor father of this family, Niranjan. I think we have some food and obviously some opportunity for you to engage with our presenters. We're grateful again for your attendance here. It really makes the presenters feel like they have a connection if they have a community to be here to support them. So thank you very much for all of that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God. That was big. How much do teachers get paid? Well, I know. So the $6 isn't. They probably don't get to see that If it's a penny, it's too
Yes, I know that.
When you first.
There he is out there in his Well, it's been some places. I've never been there. And I called and I said, we're all good.
That's great, yeah, that's
Oh, and uploading the Facebook. We might. Back of the
What is this? This is so good. For me, really?
I'm glad we went. And it's such an Where are you out on
I
There was one more dog that was shot here.